Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Just thought I'd give a quick preview for Saturday's game between the Springboks and the Wallabies. It's going to be a huge clash and a tough one for the Boks because they're under a bit of pressure at the moment. So, I think there's a lot of frustration with the way they played last week. They created so many opportunities but didn't finish a lot of them off and allowed Australia to get away to a quick start and then had to play catch-up rugby for the rest of the time. Some other frustrations, some of the reffing calls, some frustrations about Faf's yellow card, which even Dave Rennie admitted this week that wasn't really a yellow card. So I mean, there's a lot going on here, and a lot the Boks need to do well. I'm standing here at Ellis Park, and it's hard to believe the last time I stood here was just before the test against the All Blacks, and the feeling around Springbok rugby was so much different back then. We're going in after the Nelspruit test. Boks had beaten the All Blacks, and there was some hope that they could do a clean sweep against them, and that's obviously didn't happen. The All Blacks played exceptionally well and beat the Boks at the breakdown. We saw the same happen with the Wallabies, and now the pressure's on in Sydney, a venue which has traditionally not been very good towards the Springboks as well. So here's breaking down quickly the game. So what do we need to see from the Springboks tomorrow? I think first of all we need to see the real Springboks stand up. I know it sounds like a cliche, I know it sounds like a talking point, but we need to see a Springboks side that doesn't look like they're passive, that they look like they start with the intensity that they want. We saw Jacques Nienaber talk about it this week. We saw a number of guys talk about it this week. It's that sort of intensity that they need. And just, they started off badly against the All Blacks and against the Wallabies. They can't afford a similar start this time around. So I think that's the first thing that needs to happen. And we even saw, the Boks have been talking about it a lot, and this is what Sia Khaleesi said about starting with that sort of intensity.
Yeah, the week has been prepared as well as we could. It's been tough, and we feel it was a tough loss last week, and we want to be better as a team. We looked at where we can better. We left a lot of opportunities out there on the field, and we're hurting. We're hurting. And we worked as hard as we can to make sure that we better the mistakes that we made last week, and that we always look at ourselves first. We point fingers at ourselves and where we can be better. And that's what we've been doing this week. And we emotional people in South Africa, and it's been an emotional week, and we want to be better. It's been a long 12 games now. It's been 11 games. So looking forward to the weekend, to the game tomorrow. So
I think the one thing I've been rather drumming on consistently, a lot if you've been watching these videos, is that the Boks they create a lot of chances, but they don't finish them off, and that's rather been sort of their Achilles heel. They've really tried to play with a lot more width, and I think we're going to see the same sort of thing. They've been forced into a number of changes, but we really need to see the Bok pack regain that sort of ascendancy that sort of puts them on the front foot. We haven't really seen that in the last two games. There's an aeroplane flying over here. In that ascendancy that they get on the front foot in the set pieces, that they get on the front foot in the line-outs, in the rolling balls, use them to a lot greater effect, and then to use that to obviously finish off their chances. That's the finishing off of the chances has been a huge problem for the Springboks in the Rugby Championship this year, and I think we want to see things a lot better. I understand they're under pressure. They're staring down the barrel after two losses, and it was quite ironic that Jacques Nienaber and Nelspruit, when they were talking about Ian Foster being under pressure, said that any Springbok coach, any international coach is only two games away from crisis. And that's pretty much where the Boks are at the moment. I wouldn't say they're in crisis mode yet, but there is definitely pressure mounting on them, and there's a lot of frustration, especially in Australia, where we tend to do so well on the field except on the scoreboard, and we tend to sort of shoot ourselves in the foot on the scoreboard every time. The Boks, I understand that frustration. Sia Khaleesi was asked about it today, and this is what he said, and you could see it's really something that's sort of broken through to the Bok camp, and they really want to do something about it.
When we understand, we fully understand the South African people's frustration, and we as players accept when they're upset, because when they celebrate with us, and we are feeling the same kind of frustration, because when we finish the game and we sit, and then the coaches, we look at players, we watch the game, and we're like, we should have finished there. We feel the same frustration, and and we all we can do is just tell them we will do our best to be better this weekend, and we're grateful that they do share those thoughts, because we do see them as players, and we do take it seriously, because without the people we can't do what we love. And we just we hope obviously they don't give up on us, because we've worked really hard this week and this game is important to us, and we definitely want to take the opportunities better this week. And it is painful to look at some blatant opportunities that we do leave on the field, but we totally understand people being frustrated and with not being consistent, and that's our ultimate thing. We want to be as consistent as we can, and hopefully they can see in the way we play that we fought back at the end, but we just want to make sure we start with better intent this coming week. And but we are always grateful for the support of the people, but we have to be better this weekend. We have no choice. No matter how the win comes, we do need it, or we're out of the rugby championship.
Okay. So I don't think the recipe for Saturday's game is anything different for the Springboks. They know what they've got to do. They know what their own strengths are. And if they play to their strengths and get themselves on the forward momentum, from those set pieces, they've got a backline that can already drift well and take beautiful pop passes and can play wide as well. It'll be interesting to see how Vili Leroux and Damien Willemse combine. The Aussies, I think, will probably try and do exactly the same that they did last time. We're going to be really up for some gamesmanship during the game, and they'll be playing the ref as well. So I think what we can see is that the Boks need to make sure that there isn't any doubt that they are the dominant side on the field. It's going to be tough. Sydney's a tough place to play. As I said, it hasn't really treated them well. The Wallabies know exactly what the Boks are going to bring. They said it themselves, as James Slipper says in this video. He said he knows exactly what the Boks are going to bring.
We know the Springboks will respond. They'll come out and they want to play a good game. It's the nature of the beast. You tend to respond after a disappointment or a loss. So we're expecting a big game. We've been training pretty hard ourselves. So hopefully we can start the game strong like we did last week, and get the crowd behind us. Oh, mate, they're experienced, and all those players they've brought in have like Malcolm, you touched on. A lot of experience there, so they're going to bring their usual game, big set piece, big kicking game, and that physicality around the middle. So look, we know what's coming. It's just a matter about going out there and playing the game we want to play and put that into practice. So we're going in the game there with an onus on ourselves to play the game we want. You're right. I have played in a lot of stadiums. Being a Queenslander, Suncorp's obviously up there, and I think as an opposition team, Eden Park's always been a tough outing for us. So I can see this stadium turning into a fortress for us. A big Sydney crowd, passionate about their rugby, and that's what we plan to do, is to make sure we play a game that not only are fans around Australia proud of, but the fans that come out and watch us play. So fingers crossed we get that done tomorrow.
Slipper also said that they're hoping that it's going to become a fortress for them, and as you saw in that video, and obviously that's something the Springboks don't want. The point is they've gone 9 years without a victory in Australia, and somewhere that's going to stop. If they want to be termed the best team in the world, you've got to start overcoming these things. They've created so many opportunities in the last couple of games, and they haven't finished them off, and that needs to also change. Like Siya Kolisi said in that video, you've got to try something different. You've got to do something different than what they've done all over long. So they need to try and find a way of winning in Australia. If they're going to be a good side, a side that's going to be remembered for the ages, they need to do something about their own inconsistency, their own manner that they don't get through games that they should win, and and they need to break this sort of hoodoo of not being able to win in Australia. To me, you could say I'm being a bit patriotic, etc., but I think the Boks will pull it through. I think if they play well and there's a renewed focus, but it's going to be tough. I don't expect them to romp home in Australia, but I do expect a much improved performance from Adelaide, and I expect them to do a lot better than they did in Adelaide as well. I think they need to finish off those chances, and I know it's becoming sort of a repeated mantra. We know what they need to do. It's up to them to now go and do it. I'm hoping they can do it. It'd be very interesting to see if they can do it, where that leaves them, because that could put them straight back into the rugby championship race. A loss will take them out of the rugby championship, and those last 2 games against Argentina, the pressure will already be on the Springboks as well, and the management. So let's hope that it doesn't go that far. We're here out from the World Cup. I think we need every sort of positive vibe for the Boks at the moment that we can get, and here's hoping that we can see it happen. So yeah, I think the Boks will win. I think it'll be close, 5 points, but I think we're going to see a much improved performance from Adelaide last week. That's it, guys. Thanks for watching, and yeah, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please do. It helps me get around to doing these videos more, and it'd be great. And thanks for watching again. Cheers.